Well, people say I mostly just do unboxing videos, but that's not true, because today the Atlas HO-8 or an 8-3 2BHW is already out of the box. I just wanted to show you the box real quick. 8-32 locomotive. It's the Master line, which is the best Atlas has to offer, ESU sound. But this is already out of the box. Because I've been playing with these. I've got a couple of them floating around. I might have already put one away. These little dash 8s, if you want to call them that, are elusive and have been elusive online for quite a while. And I think Atlas, I'm sorry, smelled what was cooking and said, well, let's just re-release these because there's such a pent-up demand for them. So here you have another release, and it's been several weeks, been quite a few weeks because I'm still catching up from the move, but these have been out on the market and they're probably sold out again, but you know, good luck. You can probably find them in certain hobby shops, online retailers. I know Train World, as of the date of this recording, still had the Pepsi can version. I think had a couple other versions of this, and there's a lot of good hobby shops out there that have, you know, things tucked away. So we're going to look at the 8-32 here and kind of see what all the fuss is about. Now, one thing I didn't see in the box was sunshades. I don't know if those are included. I see holes for the sunshades. I do not see actual sunshades in the box, but that's kind of on the front. You got that beautiful Amtrak Phase 5 logo. I'm not seeing sunshades, so I don't know what happened with that. But anyway, maybe it's not a thing on these. I don't know. As you look at the front, windshield wipers a little thicker than normal, but they're plastic. You have the number boards here, LED headlight. You got little classification lights there, handrails. You have ditch lights below the anti-climber, but you also have the MU hose receptacle there and accessory hoses down here and an Atlas coupler. And the brake line hose running diagonally right there. So, pretty shiny appearance. Just to kind of give you a paint scheme. You know, if you like running these with P42s or something, you know, you're looking at pretty much very closely matched paint scheme, so you're not going to have any issues running this with anything else. These were used in freight service, and I now think that mostly Amtrak is using them as switchers. Or not freight service, I'm sorry, passenger service, obviously with Amtrak, but now they're using them as switchers mostly. So we'll get a good zoom in and take a look at these. This one, I've got another one that's Phase 5, but it's already boxed up, and you know, it's the same phase, so why bother? But you can see really a lot of the detail comes out on the bottom here, right below where you see the truck detail, and you see these tanks here for air, the undermounted bell, some more plumbing there, air dryer, basically a battery box door or compartment on the fuel tank, in front of the fuel tank. There's sanding lines, you know, just a lot of detail down there. That's where a lot of the detail's happening. Beautiful scheme though. You can see the compartmentalized detail. You can see the radiator fan grill detail. You get a better look at the sanding lines there and the truck detail. Emergency shut off for the fuel tank and sight glass for the fuel tank as well. You can see back there. Now, as I go a little higher, you can also see the exhaust up top, the horn, and as we swing around to the back, the Amtrak logo, some sand filler hatch right in the dead center there, and some more class lights, rear lights, sill here for the anti-climber. There's textured walkways and a magnetic trip pin on the coupler that's just out of sight, but when I turn it this way you'll probably see it. Okay, this angle gives you a good idea of what the handrails look like. They're pretty straight forward. You can also see the textured walkway, the brake wheel, and finally on this side, which I don't know if you could see earlier, is the crew figure. On this side and the other side they have a crew figure as well. So pretty nice. A little focus on the truck, so I'll go back up to the roof. The roof has a single ice skate antenna and another antenna. Well, it still didn't want to. Camera even wants to focus on the trucks, but you can see the antenna array on the roof and some warning labels, warning writing on the roof, some molded in latches as well. So, and just to give you a view top down of the radiator fan grill area, you can see that, and they have one blanked out, which is also prototypically correct from what I remember reading about. They had one blocked off for a certain reason. I think it was like airflow, increase airflow or something like that. So one thing with these that they've had on the previous run too is this little area right up front here kind of tends to bend inwards, so I just kind of take it and bend it out. Usually it's fine, but it just kind of wants to go inwards because there's no support. Probably see it a little more from that angle, but it's the only handrail nitpick that I can think of, or nitpick on this locomotive so far anyway. So let's get it on the track and see what it's about. Alright, we fire this up by hitting F8 because it's ESU. Dimming the lights a little bit. This thing has a great number board set up. I mean, it's real clear with the numbers and then not a whole lot of backlighting elsewhere, which is good. 0 turns on the headlight. I'm not sure which one's going to be ditch lights here. F6 is the ditch lights. Listen to the bell real quick. Sounds pretty good, horn. We got oscillating ditch lights. There's the bell and horn. Now the bell will sound with the horn no matter what. So let's go ahead and move this here. 1 speed step. Well, it's been about an hour since we were last on, believe it or not, but with the magic of video editing you won't notice. One of the DCC systems would not allow this to move forward when the sound was on, and it was the weirdest thing. And I don't know to this day, or to this moment, if I perhaps hit some function because I'm not used to the new system, so I went back to the old system to make sure it's not a issue with the product, so I can tell you guys if it was an issue with the product. It is not. It's moving fine. Just took me about an hour to diagnose, dig out my old system, it's DCC as well, and see if everything's fine. So now the locomotive's responding with throttle increases. There's a delay, a little bit of delay, but it is responding, so I don't think it's a decoder issue. I believe it was a DCC system issue, and I'll have to get to the bottom of that. So anyway, you have this moving forward and back now smoothly where I was at, and we're going to have to shorten this because I'm running out of time. Just going to do a slow speed step run by, see what it's calibrated at on the Accu track here, speedometer. So I'm at 1 speed step, it's not moving. 2 speed steps, begins to move. So it's very jerky at very slow speed steps, so you're going to want to move that at about 3 to get it all smoothed out, which is where we're at here. So we're finally approaching the speedometer at 3 speed steps out of 126. I say 126 because it's older DCC system, that's all it goes to. And we're approaching the second sensor here, so we should get a speed reading very soon. So right on the dot at 0.9 miles per hour, scale miles per hour. So very good speed control at low speed steps, and that's 0.3. So that's 3 speed steps. So it's even slower otherwise. But 3 is about where you want to be. So back to some sounds here. We got 1, 2, 3. Brake squeal, or a coupler clank, I should say. Now 4 is drive hold, but I had released that on the other system, so I don't know if it somehow got the input stuck or what. Now 6 is ditch lights. They're oscillating ditch lights like I showed before. So there's just some of the functions of the ESU decoder. Really got to cut this short, guys, because this is not my job, although some people think it is, and I've got a job tomorrow, and now we're running pretty late in the evening because of that hour or so delay troubleshooting. So that's kind of the gist of this locomotive. The NMRA compliance is good. I think we already talked about the coupler height, but very, very highly desired locomotives, and I'm not 100% sure if my Amtrak train back in the 90s had this or not, so I went ahead and picked up 2 because it was the, I think, Southwest Chief, and it was one of them I rode on, so could have had this, I don't know. But anyway, that's the Atlas-8. So it's basically the long version is the 8-32 BHW. So that said, we'll catch you next time right here on the channel. Thanks for watching and have a good evening.
If you're looking for any of the great products in this video, check out your favorite retailer or shop online at trainworld.com. Trainworld has a robust supply of products to fit your modeling needs.